In the heart of a bustling metropolis, nestled among rows of venerable brownstones, stood a structure that whispered of bygone eras and concealed mysteries. The historic building, a relic of the past amidst modern glass facades, drew the attention of a young couple, Alina and Marco, seeking the charm of old-world architecture coupled with the affordability rare in the city's inflating market. Intrigued by the blend of history and opportunity, Alina and Marco moved into apartment 12B. The apartment, with its high ceilings and large, drafty windows, immediately enveloped them in an ambience that was both nostalgic and eerie. As they settled in, their nights were disrupted by whispers that seemed to seep through the ancient walls. At first, these sounds were dismissed as the settling of an old building or the muffled conversations of nocturnal neighbors. However, the whispers soon grew into distinct sobbing, echoing through the quiet of the night, too poignant to ignore. This auditory haunting was soon accompanied by physical manifestations. One morning, during their daily routines, Alina and Marco stumbled upon an old wooden toy block, the kind that hadn't been sold for decades, lying innocuously next to their modern sofa. Perplexed but intrigued, they placed it on a shelf, attributing it to a previous tenant's forgotten belonging. Yet, as days turned into weeks, more toys began to appear. A ragged doll with one eye, a rusty tin car, and a faded picture book open to a nursery rhyme long forgotten. The caretaker, an elderly gentleman with a lifetime of stories about the building, finally shared the grim history of apartment 12B after noticing Alina and Marco's growing unease. Decades ago, he recounted, a child had lived in that very apartment, a bright, lively young soul whose laughter once filled the halls. Then, one cold winter's night in the 1960s, the laughter stopped. The child vanished without a trace, and the case had remained unresolved, leaving a pall of sorrow that the building seemed unable to shake. Armed with this knowledge, Alina and Marco's curiosity transformed into a resolve to uncover the truth. Their investigation led them to a peculiar discrepancy in the apartment's blueprint. Behind what should have been a continuous wall in their bedroom was an unaccounted-for gap. Driven by a mix of dread and determination, they examined the wall closely, tapping to find a hollow echo that confirmed their suspicions. One brisk autumn evening, they had carefully removed the plaster and lath to reveal a sealed door. With hearts pounding, they opened it, revealing a small, hidden room. Inside, the air was thick with the musty smell of decayed memories. The room was a frozen capsule of time, filled with children's toys and books. In the center, a small table was set up with teacups and a teddy bear, as if waiting for a tea party that never commenced. On the table lay a diary, its pages yellowed with age, but the writing still legible. It belonged to the vanished child, and its entries offered a glimpse into the days leading up to the disappearance. The last entry was unsettlingly abrupt, ending mid-sentence on the night the child vanished. The words hinted at a new friend from beyond the walls, who promised to show something wonderful that night. The discovery sent a chill through Alina and Marco, the implications more sinister and heart-rending than they had anticipated. Determined to bring closure to the spectral remnants of the past, they reached out to a historian and a psychic, both of whom specialized in the city's forgotten tales. Together, they held a small ceremony to honor the child's memory, inviting the spirit to find peace and pass beyond the sorrowful confines of apartment 12B. In the weeks that followed, the whispers and sobbing ceased. The night reclaimed its stillness, and no more toys appeared. Alina and Marco remained in the apartment, now quiet and serene, but the hidden room was preserved as a memorial, a poignant reminder of the child who once called it home. As peace returned to apartment 12B, Alina and Marco often pondered the boundaries between past and present, the seen and the unseen, and the stories that buildings, like people, hold deep within their walls. Their experience became a whispered legend, adding another layer to the building's rich tapestry of history and becoming a permanent part of its legacy, a story passed on to those willing to listen. For more gripping mysteries and hidden secrets, make sure to like, subscribe, and share our stories with your friends.